Hey everybody, welcome back to San Tome for Alien RPG. This is the last session. This is the end. This is where it's all going to happen. I hope you guys enjoy it. Please like and subscribe. Please turn your notification bells on. And please comment below for the grand finale. After this, we'll be starting my campaign. I will post a Session 0 video for that later on this week. Thank you so much, guys. Got it. Got it. So here's what I'm going to do.
Are you guys hearing him okay? I think I might be the only one who's not.
Oh yeah, I don't hear him either.
Yeah, reconnect. Guys.
Reconnect.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, Jesse, let me, I'm going to open this up, and I got to remember how to do this. Do I hit edit? Duplicate. That's what I want to do. Did that work?
I mean, I can jump characters too.
Oh, nice.
Whatever you think is, best.
I can see the copy.
Can you?
Yeah, I can't control it, but I can see it. You want to do edit, and then if you click over to that first page with the icon, you can click to control.
Yeah, there's a. Let's see here. Well, let's just do this. Where are you? There we go. Can be edited and controlled by. You should be able to, let's do this. So let's delete the two icons that are on the map, and then, do you see the character in your journal that says NPC UPP Commando?
I see both that one and the copy. You mean? Oh, I got access to the first one.
Okay, good. So you should be able to edit that. You know what's weird? That's not, there he is. Okay. You should be able to edit the name of that if you want to give your guy a name like, Russian Guyovich or something like that. And,
no, you gotta go Commando Marcos, like the Subcomandante.
I like it.
Chiapas.
I like it. Yeah, and we'll just drag you back over to the vehicle depot. So, there's Andy. Andy, can you hear us okay? I'll bet money. Hold on 1 second. Nobody touch anything. There he is. Andy, you hear me? I don't hear you.
Is that better?
Yeah, there we go.
All right, gotcha.
All right, so can everybody hear Andy?
I don't believe I can.
Check.
I can't either. So
all right, so you guys hit reconnect.
I'll just refresh it.
Man.
Okay, Andy. See you now.
It's funny. I wake up every morning 7:30, 7:45, just like clockwork, without even trying. If I have something to do, here comes 10 after 9, and I'm getting up like, oh shit, I got to get the dog out there and get over to Alien. If I have something to do, I always sleep in late. It's ridiculous.
Must be nice. I can't sleep in if I try.
It's not very convenient. I wasn't trying to do it either.
6:30 is about the latest that I can manage.
Yeah, that would kill me.
Yeah, I've been retired a couple years. I wake up at 6:30 every morning.
I wouldn't be doing that.
So, I've worn this shirt in the past, but I'm wearing it again in honor of what should be the final episode of San Tome. I don't know how well you guys can see that on the camera, but that is Cthulhu behind a Dungeon Master screen.
Yeah,
So
that's good. I like that.
yeah, my wife got me the shirt from Tea Turtle a couple Christmases ago. It's one of my favorites.
Nice.
It's just when you're ready to kill everybody horribly, that's the shirt to wear. So, I mean, not that anything like that'll happen.
just look at the map.
Yeah. So when we last,
I like our cases.
yeah, when we last left off, things had gone pretty far south pretty quickly. The net effect of it was that infections were starting to spread. Commandos were going down left and right. Poor Christopher Lacrosse got turned into a freak, and you guys had to put him down at the loss of a commando. And then you had a couple other different of Sotillo's commandos go down. One of which was in the labs, the LaSalle labs, received Monaham's inoculation, which didn't seem to work, and in fact, upon injecting him with a painkiller to try to calm him down, a really nasty little creature burst out of him, and Sotillo, put that thing down. Meanwhile, let's see, it was Nostromo and Decaud had gone down into the fusion reactor room because power had gone out, and found an infected roughneck down there who turned on them. They took care of him pretty easily, actually. Got power up and running, but as things went on, huge numbers of spiders came out of the woods, out of the jungle, and you guys had to haul ass. Decaud had loaded up a bunch of people into a tractor and ran up to the shuttle that was on the landing pad and loaded everybody up and just kind of waited. Eventually, Nostromo, you told him just to take off and leave because everybody else had gone into the vehicle depot, and the vehicle depot was completely surrounded and covered by spiders. In fact, Monaghan and LaSalle Labs managed to gain access to the colony's security system and can pretty much tell there's spiders everywhere outside. These are the black infected, twice as big spiders that bite and inject nasty stuff into you and spit black goop at you. And there's a few that are inside the complex as well. Monaghan, when you guys questioned the efficacy of her vaccine, she injected herself with it. And she gave, Gould, you got the vaccine, and so did Nisa. And when you guys hauled ass to the vehicle depot, she gave you the last 2 doses she had, which you later injected Sotillo and Nostromo with those. Monaghan stayed back in her lab to work. After a time, she said the spiders had managed to get into the lab. However, they didn't seem to have any interest in her. And she is actually out of her office in the lab itself with several spiders in there. And she's keeping an eye on them but working at the same time. Decaud, meanwhile, seeing spiders starting to come onto the landing pad, he took off with the 7 or 8 people that are on board, and he's in orbit around the planet. You guys are it is currently daytime. It is hot. It is very, very, very hot inside the vehicle depot. The prefab meals that were there have run out. The water is on the edge of running out. You have about 12 hours before LaSalle arrives, and the UPP is probably 2 days behind that based on your last communications with them.
She can't help herself.
So, if I remember correctly, Nostromo got the shot and felt. Did it feel like it was? What is that substance that calms you down?
It felt like Naproleave.
Right.
Yeah.
It felt like Naproleave.
Yeah, you were suddenly very calm, very stress-free, and I believe you have a penalty to agility and wits right now, almost like you're drunk.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Sotillo took the injection, and she feels absolutely fine. Meanwhile, Nisa and Gould kind of feel like they have a mild fever. They don't really feel that bad, but they've got a mild fever, injection site soreness, stuff you would expect from a vaccine.
Okay.
And remind me, we had had a strong discussion. Gould and Nostromo and Sotillo had a strong discussion about them going down the shaft from the reactor room up to command.
Correct.
And if I remember right, Gould had suggested several times he didn't understand uh, why we needed to do that, given that we're we're not that long away from getting help, and we're safe in the vehicle depot. Now, did he go down? I don't remember. Did he go through the door from the reactor room and down the shaft? Because I don't think he's gone into command yet, right?
No, Nostromo is where we left Nostromo. He was in the shaft underneath command.
Underneath
Because
command. He
yeah,
hadn't gone up
he
into
hadn't
command
gone
yet.
up in command yet. You guys know there's a couple spiders tooling around in there, based on Monaham's intel, and Gould, if I remember, not Gould, I'm sorry, Nostromo, if I remember, had one hell of an observation roll, so he could hear something scrabbling around in there. So, but he hadn't gone in yet. He hadn't popped the hatch and entered. Meanwhile, I think Sotillo and everybody else is hanging out in the vehicle depot. Nobody else. I mean, there's a handful of people, just people, down in the in the corridor leading to the fusion room and the fusion room itself, just because it's a little cooler down there,
Right.
and kind of rotating out of that situation. But yeah, other than that, correct.
All right. Well, we're in the vehicle depot. So, Colonel, can you explain to me, if we're only a few hours away, if we've got help coming from LaSalle in just 12 hours, I think I made this point before. In 12 hours, we don't even need to have any more water, and we don't need any more food. People can survive for days without water and up to a week without food. Um, can you explain to me why Nostromo wants to open up the door and go into command?
Do you trust your people to be here?
Yeah, from everything I understand, they're on their way. I don't understand. I'm afraid that Nostromo is needlessly risking his life. And the other thing is, if there are spiders in command, um, um, well, at least if I remember, he did shut the door behind him into the reactor room. So at least he's not going to let any spiders into the depot. But I
No.
just don't understand. Is there any way that we could talk to him again? I don't know if he has a radio, if you can talk to him again, or if we have to go down and shout down the corridor. But I'm just saying again, I think it's a bad idea when I think we can keep ourselves relatively safe until help arrives.
I will talk to him next time I make radio contact with him. Rest assured.
Okay, and I look around. We had drilled some holes in the corrugated steel to try and get some airflow, but they kept getting covered up by spiders. Is that still the case?
Um, yeah, it comes and goes. Once in a while, a beam of light from outside will flash through one of those holes, and then something will cross over it. Something black and spidery, and and then the light will come back, and then it'll get covered up. You can hear them crawling all over the outside of the building. So it's not
By the
helping a
way,
whole lot.
out of character, I thought it was funny how you said every once in a while a leg would come in through the hole and wiggle around, sort of like a cat trying to put his paw under the door. I thought
So
that was
there's a
funny.
giant killer spider.
Comrades, we should just hit the leg every time it picks through. Whack-a-mole.
Yeah, whack-a-mole.
Yes, give the roughnecks here some tools and tell them to stab through the holes. Good idea. Get rid of some.
Well, we don't want the roughnecks to get any goop on them, so
That or a spider might come in through a hole, so might as well keep the roughnecks busy.
They should be. Yeah, they need to be prepared. All of them need to be prepared in case the spiders find a way in here. I guess we all need to be prepared in case the spiders find a way in here.
Okay, so I'm underneath that hatched command, right? And
Correct.
I close the door behind. I made observation and I can hear scurrying above me, right?
Right.
Any other controls in this area underneath here, or is it all just a room with a hatch?
Yeah,
and a ladder?
it's really just the end of a hallway with a hatch, and that's about it.
Is it one of those? Is it a like an automated hatch, or is it a heavy hatch with like like you would find in a ship?
It's a heavy spring-loaded hatch that's connected to your key card. Basically, you would swipe it or punch in your code, and it would pop, hiss, and pop open.
Okay. No way to crack it though. Just a little bit, huh?
Not really, no.
Okay, that's great. All right.
Well, it's designed to make it easy to get in and out of.
Absolutely, yeah, it is, yeah.
Just like the screen door on a submarine.
And the screen door on a submarine. The status of the generator, didn't it fire back up?
Oh yeah. You guys have had power for quite a while at this point.
But no air conditioning for the vehicle depot because there's none in there.
Very, very little because you guys covered up most of the. Mostly covered the vents to prevent any of these little critters from getting in.
Hey, wonderful. Son of a bitch. Okay, well, I'll make my way back to, because I'm not confident in this, in my vaccination. I think I'm going to make my way back to the vehicle depot then.
Okay. All right, and just drag you back over there.
Jim wants to live.
Well, yeah, it'd be nice.
Yeah.
One second here. Okay. All right. So you're back in the vehicle depot. Monham's up in. All right. So I'm gonna cut up to you, DeCowd. You're up in space in a low orbit.
Low orbit, yes.
Yeah.
I would like to move to the O2 storage room and light myself a cigarette.
Yeah,
For some privacy
that's right.
at the moment, just catch my breath.
I just see that meme of Ben Affleck where he's standing like in an alley or something with that trying to decompress look on his face with a cigarette in his hand.
Yeah.
DeCal, your shuttle's radio starts dinging at you.
Okay.
You have an incoming message. And
Who, pray tell, is it from?
yeah, so a voice comes across. Come in, unknown shuttle. Come in. Are you reading us?
Yes. This is San Tome colony shuttlecraft requesting assistance. Mayday, mayday, mayday. You copy?
We got you, good buddy. We got you. This is SS LaSalle 1. We are about 6 hours from making planet fall. What is your status?
God, how do you summarize this? Oh shit. Yeah, I forgot my my official title here. I guess I'm just comrade, aren't I?
Yeah.
This is Comrade Martin DeCowd of the San Tome colony. Our colony, I'm here in the shuttle with approximately, what is it? What do I have? 9 people?
Yeah, counting
With
yourself. Yep.
9 other survivors. Our colony is currently in distress. There seems to be some kind of epidemic with the natural fauna, and colonists are currently holed up in the vehicle depot, but they have limited survival time and they require immediate assistance. Can you assist?
Yep, absolutely. We are on the way. We're about 6 hours from orbit. Then we have to make planetfall. We're coming. We had received word about some sort of biocontagion. Is that accurate?
Yes, I would proceed with full PPE protocol, and beware the fauna on the planet is to be considered extremely aggressive at this point.
All right, copy that. Copy that. UPP shuttle. Mr. DeCowd, is there anybody on board your shuttle that is showing any signs of this infection or contagion?
I'm assuming the answer to that is no, right? Or I'd be dead by now.
Yeah, I think that's safe to assume.
You guys would have a major problem.
Yeah,
Freak on the ship. Freaks on a plane.
that's right.
Negative, LaSalle. I think we got off in time. Nobody is showing any signs of infection.
All right. All right, very good. Prepare to break orbit and heave to so that we can connect docking, and we'll send the med boys over to give everyone a good once over just in case.
LaSalle, I'd be happy to do that, but the colonists are going to need you first. We're safe for now, and we could stay in this geosynchronous orbit for quite a while before we run out of provisions. I would definitely make the colony your priority at this point.
Make a manipulation roll, Mr. DeCowd.
Indeed. One moment. I forgot to open my character sheet. I thought I was just going to float away like Major Tom over here. I didn't realize I was going to have to make manipulation rolls. Okay. Where's manipulation? Manipulation. What the hell's wrong with me? Oh, there it is. Okay.
Oh, look at that. A success.
Wow.
Wow.
Whoa.
On 5 dice. That's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't even have to freak out over it.
Yeah. Copy that, DeCowd. I will run that past Ms. LaSalle, but we'll be there in about 6 hours.
Roger that. I will then, I guess, log off that comms and call the colony.
All right. Very good.
And inform them that the ship is 6 hours out.
All right. We lose you for a second there, Jim?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't really hear you, Jim. Your mic is
Can't hear
going
me?
in and out.
Okay.
There we go. That's a little
Is that
better.
good?
Yeah, maybe just turn your gain up a little bit if you can.
Yeah.
I can hear you fine.
Oh, well, fine.
Okay, I turned it up to max. Let me know if it's too loud.
Oh my God! No, it's fine. Yeah, DeCowd, you call down to the colony. Everyone's pretty much in the vehicle depot except Monahan, who's up in the lab.
Yep, let them know. We heard from LaSalle Shuttle, they're 6 hours out.
So did we all heard that announcement though?
Yeah, I mean, he just called down to the depot, so you're on a basic comm terminal down there. You're not really on private comms, so Yeah,
Okay,
it's pretty much everyone in the depot would have heard that.
so 6 hours out. I mean, based on our assumptions, we have enough food and water, obviously, to make it until then. Because,
Well,
unless it's super hot.
you're out of food, so everybody is going to be suffering the effects of lack of food.
Yeah.
As per the rules as written, water is going to be fine unless something bad happens.
Okay. Okay. So, would you consider our condition starving on the character sheet?
Yeah, absolutely at this point. Which let's I should have had that prepared, and that's my fault. Let's run to the good old-fashioned rule book here. The rules as written, as it were. Starving condition is page 106, and the starving condition is you cannot recover health or relieve stress. Every day you have to make a stamina roll. If you fail, you suffer 1 point of damage and your stress level increases 1 step. If you are broken while starving, you need to make a death roll every day. As soon as you've eaten, the above effects wear off within 1 shift. So I'm pretty much in the position where I'm not going to cause anybody to make any real rolls at this point, but you are to the point where you cannot heal damage or relieve stress.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so since all the roughnecks inside the depot heard the announcement, there should have been some reaction, right? Or are they all just standing around looking at each other?
I mean, there's not much for them to really do at this point, I imagine.
That's right. So
Yeah.
I'm just going to, they're not all LaSalle guys, but a lot of them are. And Decaud is up in orbit. So I'm just going to take the lead with the roughnecks and say, folks, you all heard it. We're a few hours away from getting some help. Don't move around too much. Don't. We want to keep our water consumption to a minimum, but be prepared and keep on the lookout in case one of these spiders or more somehow find a way to breach the facility. So stay vigilant, but don't exert yourself.
Jim looks at Paul and says, "Have I ever told you how appetizing your leg looks? Have we progressed to cannibalism yet?"
Is this Monty Python?
Yeah, that's right. Still no sight of land.
And I will say again, there is no, and I mean very little, cannibalism
That's right.
in the British Navy, the British
right.
Army.
All right. Well, let's, at the hazard of having another meeting, maybe we should have the leadership, go over what our options, if there are any, besides just, fast forwarding the 6 hours. I share that the command unit seems to be compromised. I was able to hear scuttling and what sounded like it could be those hostile spiders, so I didn't open the hatch. The hatch is secure, and the reactor room is also secure. So there's at least 2 walls behind.
Can I interrupt real quick?
Go ahead.
Are you having this meeting on comms so Monahan hears it all as well?
Well, yeah. I mean, if that's possible, I didn't know if they
Yeah, there's
off
an
or not.
intercom in the there's a comm system in the vehicle depot, so you guys can talk to her in LaSalle Labs. As well.
Yeah. So we'll initiate the meeting with her too, and so I just update the command team. I go ideas for ensuring we can survive the next 6 hours. Is there anything else we can do?
I don't think there is much else we can do. I don't think we want to stay hunkered down and watching for any breaches and be ready to attack those. Doctor, Nisa and I are feeling some effects from the injection which we had several hours ago. You were injected before us. Did you have typical symptoms from a vaccination symptoms?
So far, I haven't noticed anything. What kind of symptoms are you having? Are they symptoms or effects? What's going on?
Well, it's I don't I don't know how to describe it other than I've had this feeling before when I got flu shots or whatever. It feels like it is hot in here, but I feel like I'm running a small fever and my arm is sore where you injected me.
That sounds consistent with the typical effects you might expect after being inoculated with a vaccine. Are you noticing any kind of serious illness as we've seen with the others who were infected?
No.
For now, I would say maybe keep a little bit of distance between you and the others, but just keep an eye on it.
Too late. Okay, Doc. The spiders in your lab, are they still just ignoring you?
For now, they are. I'm able to continue my studies. Should I make a check to see if I've learned anything new?
Yeah.
I've been in there for a little while working. Let's
Yeah.
see.
Would So I guess the question I've got for you is what exactly are you working on? Because obviously you still have you've got the dead Marine up in the containment box, who birthed a little buddy, and you've got that thing dead as well that you certainly could have been studying.
I probably would have been looking at that. The new thing. Yeah.
I gotcha.
Let me get character sheet up.
So yeah, we'll start with a basic observation. Well, I guess you could make that an analysis roll if you like.
Yeah, that seems like
Yeah. Yeah, I'll roll analysis.
Okay. Very good. Very good.
Yeah, let's try to find out what the burster creature was.
Okay. All right. You want me to publicly announce it, or do you want me to send you a message?
Send me a message about it.
Okay. So I will do that momentarily here. In fact, I'll get to work on that.
While we're waiting for the doctor to tell us if there's anything new, Colonel, how do you seem to be feeling? Although you were injected much later than Nisa and I were injected, but how do you feel from your injection?
No ill effects. I feel fine.
Comrade Intendant Nostromo, how do you feel?
Dude, I feel really good.
Okay.
Apparently, still.
I'll make a note of that. That's
Praise the party. The leadership's well.
Wrong roll 20. Got multiple roll 20s. There we go. The dangers of having two roll 20 windows open. I keep clicking the wrong one. All right. And yeah.
Okay, so I will say back, I've taken a look at the creature that unfortunately emerged from our commando. It was a commando that got it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It looks like similar to the spiders, it's been altered, or maybe in this case created, by whatever this substance is that we're dealing with that's also infected them. It appears that it has developed by some kind of mechanism in which it interacted with their DNA, or with perhaps the commando's DNA, to build a new organism. I'll say again, it's critical that you stay away from the spiders.
Yeah, well, I think we figured that one out.
All right, I apologize. I have nothing further for you, Mr. Gould. I can only study what I can study. I'm lucky they haven't eaten me alive yet.
Okay, so I just think it's interesting. So the inoculation didn't seem to save him after he was bitten. Obviously, the but you're showing signs that the spiders are ignoring you after you've been inoculated. So so far, I guess we have to presume that that if that is going to work, if that vaccine or whatever it is going to work, it has to be injected before you're infected.
With the
Maybe
limited
it's-
information that we have now, that seems likely. I certainly wouldn't be prepared to draw a conclusion in that direction. But with the limited evidence we have now, I can see why you might think that.
Okay. So we stay away from the spiders. We keep an eye out for any intruders into the building while we wait for help. Honestly, I don't have any other ideas. Colonel, Nostromo, you got any other ideas of what we should do?
Just stay vigilant. Think we are in a strong position as we are. We just have to wait it out.
Yeah, and as it gets hotter and hotter, keep rotating people into the tunnel to stop the dehydration. Hopefully,
Okay.
they really will be here in 6 hours.
Can
Yeah,
we?
something to do.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm done.
There was an interruption on my side, so I thought you were done. Can we can call up to the shuttle, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Um, Comrade Nostromo, I suggest that you have Martin DeCowd relay to the LaSalle team that's coming that fire seems to be long-range weapons, but also fire seems to be the best way to handle these, based on our experience so far. Don't you agree that they should be prepared for what they might find if they send a team down here?
Yeah, absolutely, right. It says LaSalle team. You have comms with them, right?
Well, I would have comms in my office. I don't necessarily know if I have comms here. Plus, the reason we know they're coming is it was relayed down from DeCowd. So let me go out of character for a second, Hachi. I'm assuming that the way that got relayed, we didn't necessarily get communicated from the LaSalle guys.
Correct. You've of course known from Monahan that they have been coming.
Yes, we know that part.
But the fact that they're 6 hours away from the planet came from DeCowd and his direct communication with them.
Right. So I just assumed that since that was a daisy chain, we'd go the other direction on the daisy chain to try and let them know see if Martin can let them know what they're likely to be up against. Just a suggestion, since we're just sitting here looking at each other anyway.
All right.
So, anyway, I'll get back in character and finish making that suggestion to the Colonel or to Comrade Nostromo. Maybe we should have Martin contact the LaSalle folks and let them know that so far, long-range weapons have worked. Fire, if you're up close, or some kind of fire seems to work well. but they're really fast, so they need to be prepared for what they're up against. Don't send a team of 6 guys down here with assault weapons to try and take on thousands of spiders.
Yeah, I mean, we'll relay that up if we can get comms established again with Decode. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, establishing comms with the couch shouldn't be any problem. Not at all. Anybody have anything else to add, or am I fast forwarding?
I suppose if I was in on that conversation, I would probably volunteer to contact LaSalle, since I'm over in the labs, and that's easy enough for me. They're not hassling me.
Well, I think that would be helpful to see if they can hear you. I mean, if they can contact you. Although I would imagine that a land-based, as long as we're pointed the right direction, that's a key. But I would think a land-based communication would be more powerful than a shuttle.
Yeah, it's been working so far to get them to come in, so I'll try to send a message.
If we have 6 hours, I think I will take some of that time to prepare a detailed report of events and pass that on to the incoming LaSalle shuttle so they know. I mean, there's spiders, of this size. This is how the disease spreads as far as I know, and blah, blah, blah. Let them know the events that happen so that they're prepared.
No, that's good.
And then whatever information, if they're asking me to relay information, I'll relay that too.
I gotcha. All right. Oh, shoot. I keep forgetting the advanced roller.
So I'm going to spend the rest of the time walking among the roughnecks, trying to keep everyone calm, keep things light, joke with the guys, how you're supposed to do. Check on them, make sure they're okay. Anybody who seems a little nervous, give them some words of encouragement, and let the guys know to keep on their toes, that we're close now, but keep watching.
All right, make a manipulation roll.
Oh,
just to see how that goes.
I shouldn't have said anything with all this stress.
That'll teach you. Remember, my rule, he who speaks rolls.
All right, what's going on here? Oh, there it is.
Hey, look at that. Wow, you're quite the uplifting guy.
Hey, it's good to be the boss. It's good to be the king.
It's good to be the king. All right. You're the guys seem very, especially the LaSalle Roughnecks. Maybe the UPP citizens not quite as much, but especially the LaSalle guys are very confident in your. They're very comfortable with your confidence in the fact that LaSalle is going to be here very, very, very soon. Jesse seems to be having some trouble. Jesse, are you there?
Uh-oh.
And there he goes again. Ugh, that sucks. All right, well, we'll figure that out. All right. Does anybody else have anything they want to add, or shall I move this along?
Let's get going.
All right, very good. So, DeCowd, I imagine it, or I bet it takes you probably, to put as much detail in as you can. It probably takes you a couple hours to get that together, and you let them know you're sending it over, which you get a thank you message on that side of things as you're as you're in orbit. I would allow you to make. I'll let you handle this either way. I'll let you make either a ComTech roll or an observation roll. Whichever you prefer.
Well, I suppose I'll have to go with observation. I have a ComTech of 0 and an observation of 1.
There you go.
So the choice is made for me.
All right. Go ahead and make your roll, sir. No good. Would you like to push?
Yes, please.
Okay, go ahead. Still no good. All right.
Not making that one.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, you have a talent. I think it was called the long haul.
I do.
Yeah, we screwed that up last time. What it actually specifically lets you do is it lets you ignore all face huggers on a roll.
Oh,
Yeah, so but that's okay. It works cinematically, so it's fine. But so if you
let
were
me
to
change that.
yeah. If you were to make a roll at some point, whatever it may be, and you had three face huggers on your stress dice, you could just completely ignore those, which obviously can prevent a situation where you outright fail because of a panic roll. But it could also even give you a, for instance, if you were to roll, say you only had one stress and you rolled that observation roll right there and your stress die came up as a panic, you could use your talent to ignore that and then push the roll. So, it's not as good as we thought it was, but it does have some advantages. Um,
Okay.
so, all right. As unfortunately, you don't see it coming, but that's okay. So we're going to jump ahead about 6 hours.
May I
And
interrupt you for 1 second?
please.
I'd also like to send a copy of the report to a UPP rep.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
that's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I'm gonna send Jesse a message on Reddit real quick. See if seems he's having problems. That stinks. Let's see.
Usually probably 5 or 6 usually, depending on how I feel. I just gotta.
There we go. Sorry about that. Random video popped up and was very noisy. I was not prepared for it. Well, there he is. Give him a moment here. Jesse, you there?
I'm there. My computer gave me a real run for my money there.
Yeah, I figured something bad was going on. Did anybody hear Jesse's response besides me?
I have not.
Okay, you guys hit reconnect real quick if you didn't hear him.
All of us.
Yep.
That'd be great. I think I got out, I got back in, then I lost everyone, and I was like, oh.
There we go. Yeah, there we go.
I hear you now.
Oh, Andy, I can see you now too.
Yeah, there we are. Also, yeah, I have contacted LaSalle.
Oh, wow. All right, very good. All right, very good. Okay. We're all here. We're all good, I think. Everybody's in a happy place. So, DeCowd, your communication system pings again, and you hear that same American voice come across. UPP shuttle. This is LaSalle. 1, please answer.
Go ahead, LaSalle 1.
We received that information. Thank you very much. That is very helpful. Ms. LaSalle has determined that we needed to secure your craft before we make planetfall. Prepare to heave to and dock.
This is we were talking about this earlier in the week, me and Marty. This hits the problem where everyone's seen Alien 3, so no matter how in character you want to be, when the company shows up, everyone's just like, I don't want to get involved. You feel it in your bones.
Well, yeah, this would be a problem for Mr. DeCowd because he's like legitimately hyper concerned about his guys. I don't believe he would take this very well.
What would you like to do, Mr. DeCowd?
Yeah. DeCowd's thinking about it. All right, I think he's just going to flat out tell him LaSalle 1, that's negative on your request. San Tome shuttle will be maintaining orbit until the colony's been relieved. Over.
A woman's voice comes over the comms and says, Mr. DeCowd, you're not being very helpful. We're trying to help you and your people. Get you a good look over by our medical technicians and put you in a place that's certainly safer and more comfortable than that horrible little UPPG class shuttle. I'm amazed it's even airtight.
I'm sorry, who am I speaking to right now?
This is Adina LaSalle.
Are you on that shuttle?
Pardon me. She replies, yes, I am. I'm here to oversee this personally. What has happened here represents a substantial financial investment by my company and is of legitimate interest to me. I personally negotiated the deal with the UPP for this cooperation. So would you please prepare for docking?
Miss LaSalle, I know I don't have to remind you of this, but I am not a LaSalle employee. I respond directly to the UPP, and as an official UPP representative, I am requesting aid for the civilians currently located on the planet. Our status isn't going to change in 1 hour or 12 hours or even 48 hours. We're definitely not a priority here.
She says, you're absolutely certain that no one on board your vessel has been infected by this pathogen. That's correct?
At this point, we're certain, and it occurs to me that even if that were not true, probably the best place for us is on a sealed ship in orbit currently.
Well, that is very, very good news, because that means that I am not going to lose anything. This, this, yeah, as you look, this giant hulking vessel comes from behind you, and you're looking through your observation ports, and you see this thing come over you. It's very, very close. You feel like you could almost
Star Wars: A New Hope moment.
Either that or kind of like
Spaceballs?
Spaceballs or Last Starfighter when they're sitting in the ship all shut down and the big enemy command ship comes over it. Not that this is an enemy ship by any means, but this vessel is huge. It is absolutely gigantic. It's not an M-class ship. It's even bigger. It's easily the size of a Conestoga class frigate or something along those lines, or one of the UPP destroyers. And as you watch it pass over you, you can't help but notice the giant heavy railgun turret that is on its underside, especially as that turret turns and points at the shuttle.
Any chance of a quick transmission to the surface?
You got 10 seconds. Go.
It's LaSalle. They're not who they claim to be. Avenge me!
Wait, what? What's happening?
Mr. DeCowd, what on earth are you talking about?
Would you, Mr. DeCowd, would you please make an armor roll for your shuttle? Just take your character sheet and punch 5 in the armor and roll it.
Okay. Roger that. There we go.
Wow.
2 successes.
Look at you go.
We're not going to go easy.
That's
We
very
have no
good.
guns.
Unfortunately, unfortunately, a heavy railgun turret does 5 damage, so your ship still takes 3, and your shuttle only has 5 health, so it receives a major critical hit, which I have to find that chart. Um, I I hate to admit that no matter what I do, always seem to be unprepared in one thing, and that is this thing this time around. Um,
Just make it up. We'll roll with it.
well, that's fine. I could probably do that, but let's have fun with it.
Let's follow the rules.
Mr. DeCowd, would you roll 2d6, please?
Coming right up. A 5.
A 5. Uh, okay. Your ship is rocked as this railgun shell hits your tiny little vessel, and you're amazed that you didn't completely lose lose your hull and blow out into space. You've got alarms going off all over your control panel, and the limited Ivan AI system comes across the PA and says, "FTL drive failure. FTL drive failure."
All right. Well, I mean, it's not really evasive maneuvers, but we're heading back down to the planet as fast as we can, and I'll get on the radio. San Tome, this is San Tome shuttle. We've taken fire from LaSalle vessel. We've taken a direct hit, losing systems. FTL online. We
Offline.
are offline. Sorry. Yeah, we're going in. We're going down.
Would you please make a piloting roll, since you're making
This
planetfall?
is gonna be bad. Oh, you gotta be
my
kidding me.
God!
Holy crap!
Nice.
Ooh, baby.
All right, all right. So you gun it, and you hit the atmosphere, and you're going in. Of course, the LaSalle ship is following you. I'm going to make a piloting roll for them. Oh shoot!
I repeat, we've taken fire from the LaSalle vessel.
Yeah, while that's happening, Colonel Sotillo, will you please have 2 of your commandos secure Mr. Gould and watch over him? Mr. Gould, what the hell is going on up there?
I have no idea.
Is there any reason why your company would be firing on our ship?
I have no idea. Absolutely none. I've worked for these guys a few months. I don't understand this kind of behavior.
So the out of game, the comm system that we're using to contact the shuttle is it able to transmit to the LaSalle ship, you think?
I would see at this point, yeah, they're in range.
All right, so I'll tell Mr. Gould, please contact your people on that ship, find out what the hell's going on, why they're firing on us.
This is San Tome Colony. Mining Director Gould calling the LaSalle 1. Please come in.
We hear you, Mr. Gould. We are currently making planetfall. We expect to land on the pad north of the colony in approximately 6 hours.
6 hours.
We will be losing. Well, planetfall takes 6 hours, so it takes 6 hours to make planetfall.
Okay, I didn't understand.
Unless you're on fire.
We will be losing radio contact in about 3 minutes.
The UPP shuttle has announced that they've been attacked by your ship. Can you please explain?
There must be some kind of mistake, Mr. Gould.
Yeah, it didn't seem like a mistake to Martin DeCowd, who's on that shuttle.
Do I hear any of this, or am I just isolated for now? I'm assuming it's not just an open intercom going on, and wouldn't respond if it's not.
Yeah, yeah, I would say you're probably. I mean, I could let you make a comtech roll if you wanted
No,
to be listening
I
in,
wouldn't
but-
be actively trying to do that.
Yeah.
The last thing that I got was a deliberate communication to me, and then I relayed something to LaSalle. But I would probably go back to my work if I don't actively hear there's a thing going on.
Not a problem. Yep. Yeah. So you're doing your thing. Oh, you had said it didn't seem that way to DeKalb. Sorry, I forgot where I was in the conversation. Mr. Gould, this vessel is here to help secure the colony and protect everybody here, LaSalle employees as well as UPP. I'm not sure what that Mr. DeKalb's talking about. I don't know that you can even trust him. I mean, after all, he's one of them commies.
That said, with the two commies standing right behind.
Yeah, right.
My NPCs aren't real good about realizing they're on speakerphone.
All right. Whatever is happening, we can't do anything about it from inside here.
Well, I'll just turn to you guys and say something up there stinks.
Yeah. Out of character, out of game, is the fusion reactor something that you can blow?
Absolutely.
Okay.
You can set an overload.
All right. And they're 6 hours away, right?
They are 6 hours away. It would take about 12 for a fusion reactor to overload.
Ah, rats.
But we can probably set it to overload and then disable or damage the control so they can't fix it.
Yeah, I think that's what's swimming around in Nostromo's head right now. I'm gonna go over to Sotillo and ask her to join me, and we'll discuss this. So yeah, we need to make it so nobody notices what we're doing. So we'll discuss it. You guys, the rest of you, don't know about it, and decide to as long as you're okay, Colonel. I think we need to set the overload here.
Yes, I think there are bigger things in play here than, especially just our lives.
Yeah, if we even if we last more than 6 hours after LaSalle gets here, we won't last much longer. I don't think. We need to make sure nothing comes off planet.
Well,
correct. We should either deny them planet full, or we should blow up the place. I agree. And whatever we do, we need to make sure that they do not get that black oily stuff. For them to have a biological weapon that the UPP has, that cannot happen.
Right. Okay. Do either of us have the skill to be able to do that? I think you need a heavy machinery, right?
that would be, in fact, to set a fusion reactor to overload would require both a heavy machinery and a comtech roll.
There should be some of the
Marty.
roughnecks here that should be, engineers or something like that, or know how to maintain the machinery that are UPP loyal.
If that was meant to be a whisper, we can see it.
No, it really wasn't. I was just.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't know how many.
Yeah, there are two commandos left. One of whom is Jesse, who seems to be having computer problems.
Huh.
So, which is unfortunate.
In that case, you will be tied down, and one commando will be watching you, and the other one will be reassigned by me to check stuff.
Did you say tied down?
Yes.
Then I shout, all LaSalle roughnecks, come to my aid.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Every single one of you, get me loose.
I shoot him in the head.
Oh shit!
Nice.
Ow.
Oh, that escalated quickly.
Wow, that went fast. Okay, so Gould, make a command roll.
I mean, he's
That's
inciting
awesome.
a riot while his people are coming to take over the.
Hey, I get it. Hey, he has a success on his stress dice. All right, very good. All right, Colonel Sotillo. Which weapon were you? You probably are still using the pistol, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, so make your ranged combat roll.
Can I make an analysis roll while it's going on to see if I've figured anything else out in the lab?
Yeah, go ahead. Sure.
I'll probably continue studying some mix of the goop and the organic material from whatever the back slug was.
Okay. All right. Wow, 2 successes. So you have a stunt. Pistol does what? 1 damage. Ooh.
Yeah. So just drop everything in damage, I guess.
So 2 damage. So Gould, take 2 damage, and your stress goes up 1, please. Monahan, you failed your roll. You're welcome to welcome to push it if you like. Oh wow.
I'd like to come over the intercom system and say, San Tome personnel, please be advised I'm continuing to study, but have been unable to learn anything new about this strange animal that I'm looking at in the lab.
You're a bad man. So that means Sotillo, Gould, and Nostromo gain a point of stress because his analysis
nice.
failed.
Yeah, awesome.
I'm Dr. Monahan. I am here to help. I work for LaSalle Enterprises.
I will out loudly order my men to shoot any roughneck that comes to LaSalle's aid.
Wow, I think we've got a serious PvP situation going on here.
It's a San Tome standoff.
Yeah. So I think I have to give initiative cards at this point. I don't think I have much choice in the matter. So
We grow.
Tio, you're at a 5. Monahan, you're not really in this, so I'm probably going to pass you on the initiative.
Yeah, I was just trying to dump some gas on the fire.
Yeah, that's right. Same thing with you, DeKal. Gould, I'm going to give you a 9. I'm sorry about that. You seem to get 9 and 10 on every single card.
All the time.
Nostromo, you are a 7. And I'm going to do the UPP Commandos and the LaSalle guys 2 separate, even though they're on both NPCs, because they're on other opposite sides. This could get a little crazy. So the UPP guys are on a 1, and then Roughneck. Initiative card. Roughnecks are on a 10. Or I should say the LaSalle Roughnecks are on a 10. So, all right, is everybody on the initiative tracker? Let's see here.
Oh.
I've got Gould, I've got Sotillo, I've got Nostromo, I've got the UPP guys, and I've got the Roughnecks. So I've got everything. Except, how did that happen? Oh, Gould,
Why do you have 2 10s?
Yeah, you're a 9.
Oh.
That's okay.
I'm
I
a
got
9.
you. I got you.
Okay.
Now I want to sort this in ascending order, which puts UPP guys first. So I think it's safe to say we've got full-blown... Oh, it's no problem. Yeah, we got you. Everyone, let's hit reconnect.
Hey, Jesse.
I gotcha.
All right.
Got Jim. It looks like I think everyone. Oh, there's Marty.
Yep. All right.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. So Jesse, things got pretty serious pretty quickly. I don't know how much you heard, but LaSalle showed up in orbit, and because Martin DeKal wouldn't heave to and prepare to be boarded, they shot at him. should have destroyed his ship with one shot, but somehow he rolled an amazing armor roll and just lost his FTL drive. So he decided to make planetfall and somehow succeeded his piloting roll on top of that. So he sent a message as he's making planetfall that LaSalle was shooting at him. So then, of course, that turned into a bit of a hubbub down here, and so Tiu said she was going to tie down Charles Gould, and Charles said, "Tie me down." And so he called all the LaSalle guys to help protect him, and then Sotillo shot him. So things have gone pretty south pretty quickly.
So we're gonna fight with these roughnecks now?
Oh, it's pure pandemonium because there's probably 60 guys in here. Some are LaSalle, some are UPP. Everybody's the UPP roughnecks are jumping into fist fights with the LaSalle roughnecks, which that fight on some levels probably been a long time coming because they've been steamy at each other for months, as it were. Add a point of stress to your character sheet, by the way, because Monahan did some analysis and then announced to the whole world that it didn't succeed, so she gave everyone a point of stress.
No problem. Point of order. Do I have a 1 story point?
I believe you have 1 story point.
Yeah. Okay. Just mark that down while I'm getting everything set up.
Yep, not a problem. So you actually were in initiative,
and the other thing is a whole bunch of these roughnecks, because they were watching for spiders, and some of them had burnt holes to try and get ventilation. A bunch of these roughnecks, they're not just fighting with their fists, right? They've got
bolt
maintenance
jacks and all sorts of stuff. Yeah,
torches and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is about to get ugly.
As medieval as a futurist game can probably get.
That's right. Jesse, you're up. UPP Commando Marcos, you're first.
All right. Well, good soldiers follow orders. So I'm going to take an overwatch position to shoot the nearest LaSalle roughneck if I'm given the order to before my next turn.
Okay. All right.
So
you've been giving orders. Anybody that assists Gould, basically, and helps with the insurrection should be shot.
Oh, well, in that case, I'm just going to shoot.
Okay. Not a problem.
Fast action to aim.
Yep.
Slow action to fire, and it looks like I've got a AK-40-47.
You do.
Yeah.
Knock yourself out, sir.
Yeah. And does this have? Oh, this does have the full auto property.
It does have the full auto property, which gives you +2 dice, but you have to reload afterwards.
I'm going to take it.
And causes stress to everybody, right?
It causes stress to him. He gains a point of stress when he uses it.
Right. So a 2 modifier.
Correct.
Great.
Oh, wow. Do you want to push that roll?
I do.
Okay.
Hit that one more time. Oh, increase stress.
Oh, wow. That's unfortunate. All right, well, you open fire on one of the LaSalle roughnecks. He was hefting a maintenance jack and about to clock somebody with it, and you put a bullet into him, or put several rounds into him, I guess. But shockingly, he's a lot tougher than you expected. So Tio, you're up.
Well, hopefully, if I kill Gould, everything will stop.
Okay. All right. Two successes.
Ooh, that's got a sting.
So your pistol does 1 damage, and you have a stun.
Damage.
Okay, so Gould, you take 2 more damage, and you gain a point of stress. Does that break you, Gould?
I'm broken.
So Tio, would you please roll a D66? A 12. Oh, well, you're stunned. So you are broken. You're not unconscious. So all you can do is speak and crawl. However, you are stunned, which means you basically lose your turn this round anyway. Um,
I would just look down at him and tell him, "Call your people off. Their blood is on your hands."
Nostromo, what would you like to do, sir? Your turn.
There we go. So Gould is still alive, right?
He's still alive. He's on the ground. He's stunned and he's bleeding from multiple gunshot wounds.
All right, why not? I'm gonna try to smoke him.
Oh wow!
I'm done with the company people.
Okay.
So,
All right. So you're actively trying to kill him.
well, just like Satio did.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I'm following
Well,
Satio's.
you're actively trying to kill someone who's broken, so you actually have to fail an empathy roll.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. That's right. So he is broken.
Yep.
Okay, I that's right. You did say he was broken. So he's laying there. He's out of commission, right?
Right.
Is there any roughneck that looks threatening close to me? Or
Oh, I'm
between
sure
me?
there's. It's turning into total bedlam. There's.
So it is.
Yeah.
What I'm going to try to do is get myself to the tunnel going down to the reactor.
Okay.
So if there's a roughneck between me and the tunnel, I'll shoot. If not, I'll spend my turn trying to get there.
What I'll do is I'll let you make a fast action to do that, and
Okay.
because there's just guys everywhere, we'll call it a mobility roll to see if you get there. Okay.
Okay. So here we go. Do I still have? I probably still have
The -1. Yep.
-1. It's gonna suck. All right.
No successes. So as you make to move towards that hatch, a roughneck with a with a maintenance jack blocks your way, and he's hefting it like he's ready to clock you with it. But that was your fast action, so you have your slow.
Slow can be an attack then?
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah. So I'm gonna, and that would be ranged, right?
Correct.
And it's still -1.
Correct.
Excellent. Come on, 6.
A success. Which weapon were you using? Was that the AK or was that a pistol?
That was it would be the pistol because
Okay.
no, wait, hold on a second. Do I still have it? Yeah, I have the pistol. Yeah, it will be the pistol because I have the AK slung.
All right, so that's 1 damage unless you want to push that roll.
Push the roll for range combat?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and push it.
All right, go ahead. Click your stress and make the roll. So, okay, so you have an extra success, but you do have a panic. Roll your panic, please.
Okay.
A 7, which is the nervous twitch. Your stress level and stress level of all friendly PCs in range go up by 1. So that would be Marcos and Sotillo gain a point of stress as well as you. You did do you did have 2 successes, so that's 1 damage and a stunt. Do you want to just pop that into damage?
Yep.
All right. All right. So you pound around into him. Gould, it's your turn. Unfortunately, you're stunned. So we're moving past you. My apologies. Monahan, after you made that announcement, by the way, the comms were probably still open for a moment, and you can hear gunshots, you can hear yelling. There's all sorts of stuff going on.
Okay, can I start making my way over to the vehicle depot?
Yeah, absolutely.
I would like to leave the labs and be on my way over there. Maybe as the next round starts, I could get an initiative that lets me finish the trip or whatever. I realize there's some distance here. I saw the 10 by 10 marker over here. So
yep, that works for me though. That's good.
Okay.
I'm in. All right. So the NPCs, I'm not going to do a whole lot of rolling for this. There's fist flying. There's you hear someone scream as a LaSalle roughneck takes a cutting torch to somebody. One of the UPP guys swings a giant wrench and almost takes the head off of a guy. I mean, it's just there's shit going on everywhere. It's Yeah, you got 60 guys. They're all in a fight. Nisa's probably over here like hiding behind a power loader. Meanwhile, one of the other UPP guys runs over and he's trying to get into a power loader. His arch enemy in LaSalle's like, oh, you're gonna do that? Okay, I'm in. We're gonna have it out, and he's trying to climb into one. There's all sorts of fun shit going on here. All right, so Monahan, go ahead and click your icon. Prepare for an initiative card because you're close enough. I'm going to put you in it. You are a 6.
All right.
Did it take?
I clicked on my icon, but
You got to go into the character sheet and
that's
hit
right.
initiative card. Put in the 6.
Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. It's all right.
Uh,
Interface issues and all that.
there we go. I just forgot what I was doing.
All right, very good. And let me resort this by ascending order, and that gets us to Marcos. Jesse, you're up, sir.
I would probably have to refresh.
No, I'm here. I just had that moment of I'm muted. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
All right. So fast action to is it fast action? Is reloading fast or slow action?
Slow.
Okay, so then I'm spending my. Well, I'm gonna actually reload, and I'm going to use my fast action to try to make my way closer to Colonel Sotillo, so I can buddy up with my commanding officer.
Okay, yeah, I'll give you that. That's easy. That is perfectly good. So Tio, up to you, or down to you, depending on your point of view.
I'm trying to use command and order everybody to stand down and fire a shot or two up in the air to see if they listen.
All right, make a command roll, and I'll give you a +1 bonus for that. You know, by firing the gun.
Wow.
Oh shit! Roll your panic, please. A 9. So you drop an item. So it seems to me that you lift your pistol in the air and start shouting for everyone to stop, and you fire it off. For whatever reason, the gunshot surprised even you, and you panicked, so you emptied your pistol and ended up dropping it on the floor. But you had 3 successes on command, which was pretty impressive. I'm going to give these guys. I'm going to give these guys an opposing manipulation roll with a +1 bonus because of Gould's command. Unfortunately, their manipulation sucks. Yeah, no good. So after you do that, the commotion's starting to die down quite a bit. There's still some fighting going on, but there's no question, that the gunshots with you shouting, commanding everyone to stop is doing exactly that. It's starting to have an effect. And that brings us to Monahan. What would you like to do, Monahan?
I'm assuming I can close the distance over to the depot.
Oh yeah, that would be a fast action. Yep.
Do I hear still gunshots, whatnot going on inside as I get closer?
Yeah, it sounds like the commotion's dying off, and the outside of the building is covered in spiders.
Well, I'm going to open the door. Is there a button for that?
Yeah, there's a button for that.
Do I need a button? Do I need to make a roll for a button?
No, you don't need to make a roll for a button.
Yeah, I got to see what's going on in there. I'm going to try to get Nissa if I can.
Do we see him? Do we see this happening?
Yeah. So from the inside of the vehicle depot, as everyone is starting to come down from this all-out brawl, and to some extent deadly fight that has begun, you guys suddenly hear the sound of the motors to the eastern door, which is a big door. It's one of the actual vehicle doors. So this door is a good 4 meters wide as it opens up, and you see Monahan standing there, and as she stands there, spiders everywhere are just
Monahan, yeah. Monahan is
crawling
LaSalle.
into they're running into the vehicle depot, and they're jumping at and attacking everything they see.
Son of a bitch.
Monahan is LaSalle, right?
Yes, yeah.
Well,
And they're all dodging around Monahan and swarming away from her like the Spider Queen.
Yeah, and I got the fucking relaxing drug. That's not going to help me.
It's like the oxygen
her.
mask on the airplane.
Oh,
I just yell, Marines, kill Monahan. Roughnecks, close those doors. Molotov
Okay.
cocktails where you can.
So, all right. So, Nostromo, you are up. You got a guy standing in front of you that you shot, who is barring your way to the hatch. The door is open. There's probably already a dozen spiders that have come into this place, and they're attacking whatever they see. You know, it doesn't matter if it's LaSalle or UPP. It's
yeah. He's not knocked out. Damn it! I should have used the knockdown stunt. Got it fucked up there. Say again.
Go do the nuclear power plant.
Well, that's where I'm trying to get to. Can I get past this guy? Do I have to do an ability roll?
I would let you make a mobility roll if you just want to try to circumvent him.
Yeah, but you just want to go back into the tunnels, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I'm trying to get to the tunnel so I can do something to the reactor. I'm not sure what, but something.
there should be a clear path for him there.
Yeah. Once he gets past this guy that's in front of him, absolutely.
Yeah. So I'll do the mobility, and I got to do a -1 still there, right?
Yep.
So,
Yep.
because I'm still drugged up. Okay. I don't know if is that enough to get by him.
Yeah. One success, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
You're good. One success is all you need.
Excellent. So yeah, then I'll use my. Do I get the slow action now, right, to get into the tunnel?
Correct. Let me make sure my initiatives all happened properly for the next round. I'm just making sure I'm in the right place. There we go. All right, perfect. Yeah. So you could use your next action to get the thing open. Yep.
Yep. Okay, that's what I'm doing.
All right. Very good. I am technically not having the spider freaks go this turn. Gould, you are broken, but you can speak or crawl.
Okay, I'm going to speak. I'm going to shout, and I'm going to use a story point.
Okay.
Stop Nostromo, kill the Colonel. Now.
All right. Very good.
Should have shot you in the face.
With the influx of the spiders and Gould shouting, the fighting occurs again. The roughneck that was blocking you, Nostromo, he turns as you get the hatch open. He turns and he's gonna take a giant swing at you with an improvised club of some sort, and he clocks you, so you take 2 damage and gain a point of stress. Oh, you have armor, don't you? You put on UPP armor.
Yes, I do.
Yes, you did.
Yep,
Roll
so
that.
you make your armor roll. What do you have, 5?
5, yeah.
Okay. 1 success, so you take 1 point of damage and gain a point of stress.
Okay.
All right. So he hit me, and it hurt. And then I got the fire and was like, with the fire. Sorry, my
Men in Black
moment there. All right. I'm going to let a roughneck take a shot at Sotillo with a bolt gun. Unfortunately, these guys aren't very good at ranged combat. Oh, 2 successes. So that is
But
four
there's
damage.
a lot of
And it is armor piercing, Sotillo. Your armor's 5, so put a armor rounds down. So put a -3 modifier and make your armor roll.
-3.
No successes, so you took 4 damage and gain a point of stress. That doesn't break you, does it?
Strength is 5, so
Oh,
health is 5.
so no, you've got 1 health left. And I think that the guy that Marcos shot is probably chasing after him with a maintenance jack and takes a whack at him. And he has 1 success. So Marcos, would you please make your armor roll? 1 success. All right. So he pounds you with this thing. You probably move at the last second and take half the blow on your armor. You take a point of damage, gain a point of stress. And then there's all sorts of things going on. The one UPP guy who was climbing in the power loader, he's getting that thing up and running. The LaSalle roughneck that was doing the same thing on the other side, as soon as he gets it started, the thing actually blows up on him. Compliments of Colonel Sotillo.
I know I'm LaSalle, but fuck that guy.
Bummer for him. Huh?
Yeah. So that brings us to the top of the round. Commando Marcos, it is your turn, sir.
How close am I to gold?
Gould is probably a couple meters away on the ground.
Can I get there with the fast action?
Oh yeah, no problem.
Cool. I'm going to get there with the fast action, and then I'd like to try to kill him on the ground.
Okay. With a gun or combat knife, or what are you using?
You know what? I'm going to use combat knife. That seems vindictive enough.
That seems vindictive enough. All right. Would you make your empathy roll to see if you can do it?
Son of a... wait.
Well, no, you ignore stress.
Ignore stress, but still.
You had a success, so yeah, you at the last moment, for some reason, you can't bring yourself to kill him.
Is that my fast action?
What's that?
Does that count as my fast action?
Yeah. I mean, moving there was your fast action. So.
Sorry, it's my slow action.
Yes, correct.
But you should be able to at least try and knock him unconscious, right?
Well, I mean, when attacking a character that's broken, it requires you to make an empathy.
An empathy roll,
and if you succeed, you just can't do it.
The only problem I have is he's a clear and active danger. He's a threat. So why wouldn't you attack him? He's not.
You know what?
It's not just a player. It's like whenever someone has.
You're right. Because the same thing would be for an NPC. If it were a human being NPC, you have the same situation.
Yeah, if someone's not like actively trying to shoot you.
Yeah, then I just think you wouldn't be able to incite. Because basically now a broken player can do stuff and get away with it.
Or you can speak. So
that's all I did was speak. Sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will never harm you.
Any chance I could still just shoot my gun into the crowd?
Yeah, I'll let you do that. Absolutely.
Cool. Well, I'm personally would like to aim at the one that shot the colonel, since I can't.
Yeah, who clocked the colonel? Yep, go ahead. Or shot the colonel with the bolt gun.
Bolt gun.
Right. Yep.
Let's just do this straight.
All right.
Okay.
Roll your panic.
Here's that button.
All right, holding it together, and that individual takes 2 damage. All right, which makes them worse for wear. But here's where the problem becomes. There are spiders everywhere. There are spiders everywhere. I'm going to... Let's see. Let's do it this way. Nisa. Ooh, no good. If not for her. Marcos? Yeah. Gould? No. Nostromo? No. And Sotillo. Okay. Alright, so spiders are just flooding in through this open door, and they're paying Monahan no mind whatsoever. They're just completely ignoring her as they come through the door. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm going to retcon one thing because there's one other commando here, and he didn't act last round.
Oh yeah,
So I'm going to.
forgot about him.
Yeah, my fault. My fault. Based on what Sotillo said, he is going to open fire on Monahan. Because it just makes sense. She that's what she told him to do. And he has a success. Monahan, you don't have armor, do you?
I don't believe so. No.
Nope. Okay, so he
Lab coat.
does. He points his weapon at you and takes fire, and you feel the impacts of bullets across your torso as you take 2 damage. And as this happens, you all see, instead of blood where the bullets hit Monahan, there is a milky white fluid that is starting to soak her clothing and lab coat and drip down. So you all gain a point of stress. And Monahan, you lose all your stress and make your statistic adjustments, please.
I don't remember which statistics. I don't remember where we put
It
the
was
note.
strength and wits. You gain 3 points in each.
Okay.
All right, so back to the spiders. So,
Damn dirty robot.
that's right. We're gonna make this real quick and easy. A spider goes after Nisa, and all right. A spider goes after Nisa, and she's bitten by it. You hear her scream because she was kind of trying to hide behind the power loader. You hear her scream as she gets bitten. One came after, let's see, one came after Sotillo as well as Marcos. So Marcos, one of these things comes at you. Would you roll a d6 for me?
I'm working on it. Sorry.
No, it's okay. You're fine.
I know it's like a science, and I'm like, oh wait, I gotta mute myself real quick. There we go. That's a bad one.
Yeah, that's great. That's bad for you. Would you please make a stamina roll? Oh shit! This thing rears back and spits a big goop of black shit right at your face, and it hits you in the face, and you can almost feel it as the stuff itself almost seems to act of its own volition, like it's actually seeking out the entries into your nostrils and into your eyes, and it burns, and you can feel it getting under your skin. Yeah, good times.
Not
Nice.
dead yet, Bill? Or very dead?
Let's see. One came after not Nostromo, but one came after Sotillo. And Sotillo, roll a d6 for me. A 3. All right, so one of these things charges up to you and just tries to bite you. Very, very simple, straightforward attack. You have not moved this turn. It had 1 success. You can use close combat as a fast action to block if you like.
Yep.
All right.
The penny kicks in.
Oh,
Yep.
Oh my!
roll your panic roll, please. Oh, 12. So you just scream your lungs out losing your next slow action. Your stress level goes down 1. Everybody else must make an immediate panic roll. Also, because that technically fails as your action, you need to make your armor roll, please. Oh, okay. Well, the bite didn't break through your armor, so that's good news. Marcos, you drop an item. It seems to me that you would probably drop your AK-4047 since that's what you're holding.
That makes sense to me. It
Yeah.
was empty anyways.
Yep. That's right. Who else needs to make a panic roll? DeCal's not there. Monahan doesn't panic, and Gold's broken, so it really doesn't matter. All right, so that is fine.
Did one of these go for gold? I mean, he's just like he's at like Neil level.
No, it did not. It did not. But that may change. Who knows? So Tio, unfortunately, you lost your slow action because you're screaming. So we're on to Monahan.
What is Nisa's status?
Nisa has been bitten by a spider. She actually has slumped down against the wall. She has actually slumped down against the wall. She's broken. She took 2 damage. So, and oh, you know what? I did not make a critical hit roll for her, but it really doesn't matter. I'm okay with it. The spider that bit her, once it bit her, and you can see black striations going up her arm where she was bitten. It's moved off to somebody else.
I'm going to turn around and go back to the lab.
Okay.
And, when I'm going to go ahead and guess that probably takes me the same 2 turns it took to get over there. When I get there, my next action, which doesn't have to happen in any particular order, is just to slip through the door without letting too many of them in, so I don't have to do the work of getting them back out. And I'm going to go find the comms tab, the comms tower, or the comms commuter.
That'll work. All right, Nostromo, what would you like to do, sir?
Well, I'd like to get into the hatch and into the tunnel.
Okay. All right. So you got the hatch open. If you want to drop down in the tunnel, make a mobility roll.
Still -1, right?
Correct.
So,
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, a success. Look at that.
Wow.
Look at that. Now, here's my question for you. So that's your fast action getting down there. Are you continuing to move at that point, or are you closing the hatch behind you, or?
I want to close the hatch behind me and
All right.
lock it if possible.
Yeah, so that'll use the rest of your action. Yeah, no one can get through the hatch without your access, so they would have to actually like physically cut it open or try to hack it or that type of thing.
Beautiful.
And
Okay.
somehow I think the people up there have more important things going on.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm just going to move you kind of out of the way just so you're not in the mix of it all. All right, so now we have the spiders, and we're going to see, and there's just more of these things coming in. You guys realize that this is bad. This is very bad. So Tio, would you roll a d6 for me? A 2. All right, so he tries to bite you. Unfortunately, you don't have any actions available to block. It has 1 success. Would you please roll your armor? No success, so you take a point of damage, which I think breaks you. Is that correct?
Yep.
All right. I would need you to make a stamina roll, please. One success. All right, well, look at that. And I had 1 success, so you're good. All right, now you are broken, so if you would please roll a d66. A 45. A bleeding gut.
Ew.
Yeah. You will die in 1 shift without medical care.
Well, don't worry. LaSalle's almost here.
All right, so we're going to cut through this a little bit, I think, because let's be blunt, there's too many of them, and you guys just can't fight them all off. The Roughnecks and the different UPP and LaSalle guys who are fighting each other, are in the midst of fighting each other when this new threat comes in, and there's more spiders than there are people. They're just everywhere, and the amazing thing is that as they seem to infect somebody either by spitting the black goo at them or biting them and injecting them with venom, they seem to move on. They aren't interested anymore. As you all start to fall to this onslaught. And of course, every human that gets infected and they move away from creates one more spider to go after another human. So it gets to the point where there's only a handful of people left trying to fight off dozens of them. And eventually you all go down. Nostromo, what are you doing down in the tunnel? You're heading to the fusion reactor?
Yeah, I'm trying to manipulate it for it to go off. I don't have heavy machinery, but I'll give it a try.
Yep, you have to make a Comtech roll and a heavy machinery roll to make it overload. So which one would you like to do first?
Well, heavy machinery,
All
sure.
right, go ahead.
And -1. Man, if I succeed in this. Oops.
Why do you have a -1?
Oh, isn't that for agility?
Yeah, it's for
No,
agility.
that'd be
Heavy
strength.
machinery is a strength. Well, you have a success, so that's fine. You do have a panic. Roll your panic, please. A 9. So you drop an item, probably your weapon, I imagine.
Yeah.
As you're working panically, but you don't know much about machinery, but you about the machinery, but you've been around people who do, and you think you've gotten that part of it set. So it's really just a question of, can you make your Comtech roll?
Okay, increase stress level by 1, and Comtech is wits, which is not compromised, correct?
Correct. Oh no, you're
Yeah.
-1 because of the painkiller.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay. All right. Big money, big money, big money, no whammies.
I have sent you my last message, or what I assume is going to be my last message,
Okay.
so that we can bring things to the full culmination and see what happens.
All right, looks like I panicked, but I managed 3 successes.
You did, unfortunately.
Oh, for God's sakes.
You know what the unfortunate is? Because you were already at a 9 panic. So that would, no matter what you roll, that has to go to a 10 at least, which automatically fails the action.
Son of a bitch. Okay.
Unless you have a way to do it.
I don't see a way to do it.
You have story points, bro.
Well, I suppose I do have a story. Yeah, I've got 3 story points. Yeah, I keep forgetting about those things. Yeah, story point this.
All right, that's fine.
I should have just done that in the beginning.
So you working through Ivan, you manage to get the system ready to blow. It's going to take 12 hours, and in fact, across the entire colony, Ivan comes across the PA stating fusion reactor in overload, 12 hours and counting, and it's and then it goes quiet. And at this point, I imagine with little else to do, you probably just sit down with your back up against the wall to wait.
That's what I do.
Yeah. Martin DeCowd, you of course were flying through the atmosphere.
I forgot about Martin.
Yeah. You had, unfortunately, you had no idea what was going on at the colony, because as you make planetfall, you lose radio contact for a while. And, so you're coming in, and make a Comtech roll, if you would. One success. Sensors are picking up that enormous vessel coming once you come out of it, and your sensors and comms are picking up that enormous vessel following you through the atmosphere. It's bigger than you are, and it's faster than you are, and you're afraid it's only a matter of time. It Once its sensors come back online, which are going to be any moment, really, uh, you wonder if it's going to be shooting at you again. What would you like to do?
There's nothing really to do. I'll send off a message to the UPP notifying them that we've come on under fire from a LaSalle company vessel, and our ship's disabled, and that's it.
All right. All right. So as you're coming through the atmosphere, and uh, you're and you're coming down in altitude, it's only a few moments later that your sensors announce that a vessel has a sensor lock on you, and you know what's going to happen next. As a large,
There's no. I'm
what's
sorry.
Go ahead.
There's no escape pods or anything like that on this shuttle, I'm presuming, this entire time.
Unfortunately, not. No. Well, no, there is. There are two one-person escape pods. Unfortunately, you've made planetfall, so you're flying through the air. So I don't know that the escape pods are going to go very far. They're more meant for space use rather than planet side.
Okay.
So, a large ASAT missile is launched from a forward tube of the LaSalle ship, and it streaks through the air. You fancy you can almost hear it right as it hits your vessel, which is already heavily damaged, and the shuttle explodes in a ball of flame as debris goes falling to the ground. The LaSalle ship, Monahan, you receive a message from Adina LaSalle that states that they are minutes away from landing north of the colony, and they have full protocols in place, and they will. She's requesting your position.
I will give her my position in the labs and let her know that the colony's fusion reactor has been triggered. They have 12 hours, but they'll need to negate the self-destruct process here.
Okay, you're probably down to 10 at this point, but that's okay. That's still time.
Either way, they've got a window. They just need to get here quickly. I can probably go take care of that as well if we're going to still do things in character. I don't know if you were trying to kind of wrap up.
Well, I'm kind of trying to wrap up, but we still have the wild card Nostromo that's down.
Well,
in the
yeah,
fusion
if I'm able to
reactor.
get into that hatch, I'm going to go after him.
Okay, all right. So they're landing. So if you're going to go after them, you're going to head back to the vehicle depot.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So when you come back to the vehicle depot, there's still spiders everywhere, but at this point, they're not necessarily attacking anything. They're just kind of milling about, and everybody in the vehicle depot looks like they're either dead or dying. So Tio is off to the side. She has been bitten multiple times. She looks like she's running a fever. Her skin is turning gray. She's bleeding from a wound in her gut. Gould is there. He's also been bitten and infected. And there are a couple people that are starting to actually get up, that seem to be moving into the next stage. They're They seem to be very foggy. They don't know where they're at, what's going on. One of the roughnecks starts yelling at somebody else, and they're kind of starting to get into a scuffle. But they seem to be just unaware of you. You know they're in their own little world, as it were. Um, oh, sorry, my microphone cord got caught. I need to go cordless. So the hatch leading downstairs is closed from the inside. Um, you could either locate like a cutting torch into a heavy machinery to try to cut it open, or you can try to hack it with a Comtech roll, whatever you prefer.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and try to hack it with a Comtech roll.
Okay, please do. 2 successes. You have a stunt. What would you like to do with that?
Move faster.
Okay.
Try
All
to
right.
get that half the time.
Yep, that's fine. So you get that open. And you'd like to go downstairs?
Any interest from the spiders?
There's probably a very good possibility about that. It's funny you mentioned that because I was just getting ready to find out. So, where is there? There it is.
Sorry, Jim.
Oh, yeah.
You do have my sympathies, sir.
Yeah.
I can't lie to you about your chances. Yeah.
I can't lie to you about your chances that I'm tilting.
That's right.
Yeah.
As soon as you open it up, one of them kind of looks your direction and sees, hey, look, there's a place I've never been before, and it immediately starts crawling its way down inside.
I'd probably let a couple of them go if there's any more that want to. And I'm going to start making my way. It's a ladder.
Yeah.
I'm going to head down the ladder.
All right. Yeah, rungs built right into the side of the wall. So yeah, you climb your way down, and
I'm getting promoted. You guys mark my words.
At the end of the corridor is a security door, which again would require Nostromo to access. So, same situation if you wanted to try to Comtech your way through the door.
And I will. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm rolling to you somehow.
Oh, that's okay. I see it. You've got 1 success.
Yeah.
Check,
you know what it is? Probably because you were playing the character.
I did, and I was hiding your rolls.
Yeah.
So there should be a button on your character sheet that says only GM or something like that. It's close to the middle of the character sheet. Nostromo, you look up as the door coming from the vehicle depot opens, and there you see Monaghan, and crawling on the walls and the floor are a couple of those damn black spiders.
Wonderful. The controls that I use to override the reactor, is that something that looks like it can be damaged if I shoot at it and disable the controls? Well, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to light up the control room with my AK-4047.
All right. Would you make a ranged combat roll, please?
My drunken stupor. One.
Oh man!
Can I push it?
No, because you have a face hugger. Yep.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
You can story point it.
I guess I could. I do
There's Sharif.
That's all I'm saying.
Story points.
I'm just here to remind people they have story points. That's my only job.
Oh, that's great.
I would also maybe like to use some story points. I got a bundle.
Do I have an opportunity to use a story point here?
Absolutely. You can
Then I
always
will.
I'm a firm believer. If you have the story point, you can always use the story point.
All right. Well, I'm going to use the story point to light up to make sure I light up and break the control panel.
Andy, what do you want to do?
I'm going to try to tackle him.
Okay.
I should have rolled up.
I would like to use a story point as well, but at this point, I'm not sure who would win out. It almost seems like maybe we should make contested rolls.
Yeah, that's interesting. So, how about we do this? Because you want to tackle him, and you've got a story point that you can use to just make that happen. So here's what I'm just going to do. I'm just shuffling up the initiative cards really well. And then I'm just going to deal you each an initiative card, and whoever gets the lower number, their action happens first. Is that fair?
Yeah.
All right.
Works for me.
Everybody's watching with bated breath. From left to right, Monahan, you are first on my screen. You are a 3.
Ooh.
So that gives Nostromo, what, a 1 or a 2 to win, right? So he's got a 20% chance, give or take. He is a 9.
Ooh.
So as you get ready to unload on the control panel with your AK, Monahan, who is substantially stronger than you probably would have expected, tackles you to the ground. So you guys are on the ground, and honestly, we're going to keep those initiative cards, and I got to deal 2 for the spiders, who are a 1 and a 2.
Oh,
I shit you not.
joy. Jesus Christ.
You were one card away from winning twice.
You were. Man, I am so happy I wore the Cthulhu Dungeon Master t-shirt today. This is wonderful. This is absolutely fantastic. Spiders use their fast action to move into the room, and they have no interest in Monahan, unfortunately, so they're going to go after you, Nostromo. 1 is a 3 and 1 is a 6, so 1 is going to try to bite you. You technically haven't acted yet, so you could use your fast action to try to avoid it if it's successful. It has, or not avoid it, but to try to block it off. It has 2 successes. So you can use okay.
Got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
Close
So
combat
that's
fast action, please.
close combat. -1. No, that one isn't a -1, is it? Because it's
No, it's because that's strength based.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh,
Would you like to push the roll? You
Yes.
didn't have any face huggers, so you can.
That
yes.
UPP training.
Add 1 to stress, and here we go again. Close combat.
Two successes, but you also had panic, so roll your panic, please. An 8, so you're trembling. So your agility suffers -2 until your panic stops.
Okay.
But you did have 2 successes, so you kind of bat the thing away as it comes at you. The other one, on the other hand, spits at you. Would you please make a stamina roll, sir? Two successes, but a panic. Roll your
There
panic.
you go.
A 9. So, in the scuffle and everything that's going on, your AK-47 drops to the floor next to you. The other one spits that stuff at you, and while it gets on you, it doesn't seem to find any way it doesn't seem to bother you whatsoever. That was the spider's first action. Now they have their second action. One of them tries to bite you again. Another one tries to spit at you. Of course, you can't block because you're fast at. Well, I take that back. You could use your other fast action to block if you wanted. Well, you don't have to. It wasn't able to hit you. But the other one spits on you again. So make your stamina roll.
Okay.
Roll your panic. Well, and you
Rolling well.
Well, you were at a 9 though, so you move up to a 10 automatically.
Yeah.
You were so, which means it does not succeed. You are frozen by fear or stress for 1 round. Losing your next slow action, your stress level goes up by 1.
God damn, I'm dead.
Yeah, I think we can. Cut to the chase here. Well, actually, because you're infected now.
Right.
But there's still a fight to be had here, and the spiders are going to lose interest. So,
Okay.
well, because you're infected.
Right.
So I'm going to just delete them and move them out of the way.
Okay.
Would you please drop your wits and your agility by 1 permanently
Okay.
and increase your strength by 3?
Ooh. So it goes
As
up to 6.
yeah,
And you used how much for wits and agility?
minus
By
1
2.
to your wits and agility.
All right. So that's a 2 there. That's a 2 there. Okay.
Andy, your turn.
I am going to try to finish Nostromo off. If it looks like they're going to back off of him.
Yep, yeah, the spiders are moving on in life because you see the telltale signs of the infection. So,
And I would like to use a second story point to make this effort.
okay.
Ooh.
What exactly are you doing?
I'm probably going to try to cave his head in.
Okay.
I don't have any weapons on me or anything like that. I'm probably just going to have to beat him to death.
Very good.
Fun.
So you can the story point causes an automatic success. What's your health at in Nostromo? I don't even know what your health is at.
2.
You're at 2 with the gain in strength.
Oh no.
So you're at 5.
I'm at 5 then. Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to make a close combat and see what you get first,
Yes.
or well, not you?
Let's
I'm
see.
talking to Monahan. Sorry,
Oh yeah.
because
sure.
you don't have an action this turn, unfortunately.
So it's I make close combat and I get an automatic success on it.
Yeah, with your story point, and then any additional successes would. All right, so you've got 3 successes total. You do 1 damage automatically, and you got 2 stunts.
Yeah, I want to do extra damage.
All right, so
It's been
Nostromo,
really hard.
take 3 damage and move your stress up.
Okay. No armor. Armor doesn't.
Oh yeah, no, you do get your armor roll. That's right. I keep
Okay.
forgetting you put on armor. Make your 5 armor roll.
Still got fight in me.
Yep.
You didn't hear no bell.
That's right. So you take a big massive swing at his head, and
Oh no, this was the armor roll.
yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah.
you probably you know your fist with your inhuman strength clocks the side of his head and hits the UPP helmet and puts a big crack in it, but he doesn't seem to take any damage from it. But we're back to the start of the round because he lost his turn because of his panic. So
Right.
it's your turn, Monahan. You are on a 3.
Okay, I'm going to hit him again.
Okay. Go right ahead. 2 successes, so you do 1 damage automatically.
And I'll
Roll.
do the second.
Okay. All right, so 2 damage. Nostromo, make your armor roll, please. No successes.
Does the armor stay at 5 even though it's been damaged?
Yeah, the rules only really have that into effect for xenomorph acid blood.
Okay.
So, gain take 2 points of damage and gain a point of stress, Nostromo. It is your turn.
So it's fast and slow action. Okay, so fast action, I'll pick up my AK,
Okay.
and slow, I'm going to fire at the reactor again.
Oh wow! All right.
And you still have a story point, I think, if you want to just succeed at that.
Yes, thank you. I do have one more story fight, so
This
yes.
is wonderful. We are going into the campaign with nobody having story points. That's great.
Well,
I have 1 story point.
I have some.
I have 1 more, but I probably need to spend it here if I'm going to succeed.
yeah. So I'm going down.
You're going
with
to
this,
story
so.
point to shoot the
Yeah.
thing. All right. So it does 2 damage to the control panel. So it's sparking. There's bullet holes in it. It's sparking and everything. And you hear Ivan's voice come over. Damage reactor controls.
Excellent.
All right. All right. So we're back to the top of the round. Monahan. So much PvP. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
What's in my TX9 injection gun?
Oh, you know what? At this point, nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Come on.
I guess I'm just going to hit him again. Yeah.
All right.
I don't have a whole lot of choice.
Take the swing.
And I missed.
You missed. All right. You still have your fast action.
I
Unless you just want to reserve it.
I can't push.
No, because you're an android.
So I have a question. How does that interact with my inquisitive talent?
Well, that was something that I realized after the fact that once Monaham's revealed as an android, that talent kind of becomes pointless.
Okay, so I don't have that anymore?
Not really, no. We'll just move on.
Okay.
You still have your fast action if you want to do anything with that, or if you just want to hold it to try to block an attack or something. That's up to you.
I only want to do things to interfere with Nostromo. So if I can't do anything additional for that, then I'm just going to probably hold it.
Very good. Nostromo, your turn.
I'm using a fast action, or I already have AK. I don't think I have to reload, do I?
You don't, because you succeed. You use the story point to succeed without rolling, so you technically haven't expended the clip.
Correct.
Oh, okay. So I will turn and fire on the android.
Okay.
Yeah.
You are at engage
I have a
range, so
name,
that's an
sir.
additional -3.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
But if you use the fast action to aim, you get a +2, so it's a -1 overall, I think.
That's true.
I have to. I like Nostromo.
All right. So yes. So God, engage. Should I do close combat? Do I get any advantage for using the AK to smack her with it?
It's an improvised weapon. It's just a close combat roll, and it does 2 base damage.
Okay. So when my strength went up to 6, this close combat modifier is still showing 0. Do I have any modifiers for that?
Yeah, no, you just no modifiers.
Well, because I don't have the skill, right?
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I have. Jeez, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try to hit her.
Okay.
Yeah, hit her
With the AK as a
with the
weapon?
AK. So that is a. Did you say -3?
No. If you're just trying to hit her, there's no
No,
anything.
nothing.
It's just
Okay,
a straight
got it.
close combat roll. Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
here we go.
I can use a fast action to try to block this.
You can, but he needs to roll his panic.
Yeah.
An 11. So you have to use your next action to move away from danger and find a safe spot if possible. So your action doesn't happen.
Okay.
Your stress level does go down 1, and there are no friendly PCs in range, so that doesn't matter. Yeah, you don't have to worry about blocking Monaham. So the way I would see that is to seek cover, you would probably go the opposite way. Well, it's during your next action, so we'll worry about that in a minute. Monaham, your turn.
So rather than swing, I kind of at least see him take a pause of some kind.
Yep.
It doesn't make sense to back off of him. Yeah, I'm gonna try to hit him again.
All right. No surprises. Whiff.
This is like a girl fight.
Well, even if she is a strong android, she is a scientist. She's not a combat model. All right. So Nostromo, you use your next action and you open the door and go charging in the direction of command. I would think that would seem to make the most sense to me.
Yeah. I wouldn't have the wits to lock it behind me, or no?
I would say not, because you're just seeking cover. Well, I could make that argument. You could go through the door and close it behind you. You would be right on the other side of the door. Either that, or you just run through it and go straight to the other end. Your call. I'll let you decide.
Is the door lockable or no?
It actually closes automatically and requires your access to get through. So it pretty much locks by itself.
Oh, so it'll lock if I just bolt to the end of the.
Yep.
All right. Well, yeah, I'll get as far away as I can, as long as it's going to close behind.
All right. So you're pretty much at the bottom of the other ladder going up to command. So Monaham, he went running out through there. The door closed behind him.
Okay, I would like to try to repair the repair the controls for the reactor.
Okay,
Is that heavy machinery?
that would be heavy machinery.
All right, I'd like to use my last story point for an automatic success.
We are going.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so
I have no formal successes as is tradition, but I can't panic. I have no stress, and I get 1.
That's right. So, yeah, it takes you some time, but you can bypass the controls to another panel and get everything up and running again. It's still an overload. Nostromo, you come to realize that that running for cover obviously worked. She didn't chase you, so you're all the way over there. What would you like to do, Nostromo?
Get up into command.
Okay.
I'll open that hatch and send a message if it's still operational. Send a message to the UPP and tell them what's happening with LaSalle.
Okay. So one action to get the hatch open with your access, and then another action to move into command.
Yeah.
So sending a message will be next turn.
Right.
Or next round, I should say. And there are a couple spiders in command, and they kind of look at you as you come through, and just don't seem to be interested in attacking you. Monahan, what would you like to do?
Is it a Comtech roll to try to shut down the process?
It would be a Comtech roll and a heavy machinery roll.
I have to do both?
You have to do both.
Okay, let's start with Comtech.
All right, so that'll be this round. You can do your Comtech.
All right.
All right, successful there. So you can do the heavy machinery next round.
Okay.
Nostromo, you are going to your terminal to send a message to UPP?
Yeah, after I lock the hatch behind me.
Yep. Not a problem.
Okay. Yep. So Comtech? Or...
Oh, no, it's again, this one auto-locks. You need your access to get through it. So she would have to hack it or cut through to come through.
Okay.
Yeah. And, all right, so what's the extent of this message?
I'm going to summarize everything that I've known or I've seen, and the gist of the message is LaSalle is acting outside of UPP's interests and actively sabotaging this colony. They should be considered an enemy.
All right, very good. And Monahan, you're going to now try to heavy machinery the reactor. Is that correct? Oh, look at Monahan.
Had to happen.
Wow. Look at the big brain on Brad.
That's right. Ivan comes across the intercom and states, "Reactor overload aborted."
Okay. So, my turn?
Yeah, your turn.
All right. I still have the AK, right?
You still have the AK?
Yep. So I'm going to go down the hatch, and I'm going to try to shoot her when I get there. But
all right.
It'll be one action to open, one action to go down.
Go in. Yep. So you're under command. Monahan, your turn.
On the other hand, I am going to try to go back the way I came through the vehicle depot.
Okay.
And make my way back to the lab.
Okay.
Oh, excellent.
All right. So that puts you. Yeah, that's fine. That puts you pretty much down underneath the vehicle depot. So
I guess, well, when it comes to me, I'm going to try the Comtech and the machinery again to try to make it overload.
All right. All right. So Gould, you move into the reactor room.
Not Gould.
Yeah.
No, not Gould. I'm sorry, Nostromo. You move into the reactor room. It's both actions to get in there.
Yeah.
Monahan, you climb up into the vehicle depot and then exit the depot?
I'm gonna start heading back towards the lab. So however far I can get toward it. I'm not running, but at this point, as far as she's concerned, Nostromo is probably gonna die against a wall somewhere, kind of like everyone else did pretty quickly. And it's time for me to get back to work.
Yeah. Oh, perfect. All right. So Nostromo, which one do you want to do first?
Oh, it doesn't matter. I'll go ahead and do the same order. So heavy machinery first.
All right. Make your roll, please.
Now, I dropped my stress level by 1, right?
Correct.
So I'm still at a 7. It's bad. So heavy machinery. Here we go.
So many good things and so many bad things can happen there.
Do I still have a -1?
No, not the heavy machinery, because
Okay.
that's strength based.
Oh, that's right.
Roll your panic, please.
Ugh.
Um, wow. But yeah, so you are unable to you are just unable to make it work, and your frustration and the fact that you're starting to really not feel very good is just it's just getting to you, and you just in frustration you're just screaming at the controls. You drop your stress 1, but you were unable to make that heavy machinery roll. Would you make another stamina roll, please, sir?
Yeah.
Yeah, a panic. Roll your panic. Of course, it can only go up to a 13. It can only go up because you just had a
Yeah.
12. So, and what does a 13 do? A 13 is the flee. As you're feeling this going through your veins, you stop screaming and you go charging back towards command, but you never make it. You never make it before you come to a halt, and just you're in fiery burning pain throughout your entire body. You drop to your knees as you just can't take it anymore, and Gould begins to
Not Gould.
Damn it, Nostromo
Gould
begins to,
has been dead.
yeah, Nostromo begins to turn into something else.
Excellent.
As you're heading back to your lab, you hear a loud, far-off explosion, and you look up to the sky as there's a ball of fire miles away, and you see just an absolutely gigantic vessel, which you recognize as it's coming to fly over San Tome. You make it back to your lab. The ship lands at the landing pad, and cargo bay doors open, and before it does so, it probably sets its engines to blast the foliage away from the edges of the landing pad. Kind of does a little bit of a loop, just burning up plants, trees, spiders, etc. And the cargo bay doors open, and just a huge cadre of guys deploy. There's 30 or 40 of them wearing Mark 35 spacesuits, the really heavy armored ones, and some of them are carrying guns. A couple of them seem to be carrying some sort of net launcher, and
That's
but
what we
most
really
of them,
need.
what's that?
That's what we really need.
Yeah, and most of them are carrying flamethrowers. Their first goal, as they start to make their way towards San Tome, as they see spiders, the guys with the net launchers take shots, trying to, if they can snag them, great. If they can't and the things start getting too close, the guys with the flamethrowers just lay down a barrage of fire, burning everything in their path. They're just not taking any chances.
Am I able to get to their commanding officer or talk to Adina?
Absolutely. Adina probably hasn't de-shipped yet.
De-shipped?
Yeah, well, you deplane, right?
Well, that's not a real word either.
No, it's not. She probably has not left the ship yet, but yeah, there's definitely a company officer in charge of the security personnel.
And I assume I'm a company authority, right? They know
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I want to find their commanding officer and just let them know that some of the surviving humans who are infected, we need to do our best to try to take them alive. It's critical that we study what's going on with their transformation. The spiders are easy come, easy go. It's okay if you destroy some of them. We'd like to have some preserved, preferably alive if possible. But the humans we should try to preserve them.
They do have to contend with, as they come into the vehicle depot, they do have to contend with a couple of freaks at this point, but they're so well armed and equipped, and there's just such a solid front of them as they're burning through spiders and getting there. A few of the LaSalle people, including Nisa, haven't quite turned over yet, but they're not really in any condition. Officer shouts, we need to contain these people immediately. And there are vehicles coming down from the vehicle bay on the ship that are their cargo vehicles that actually contain mobile cryopods, and they're getting these people that they can into the cryopods as quickly as possible to slow down the metabolism, slow down the advance of the disease for study. LaSalle very systematically makes its way through the entire facility, collecting samples from both spiders as well as just the people. And there's some debate as to what the next step is. Of course, at some point you get brought on board the ship and you're brought to Adina's office. Go ahead.
I actually would stop that.
Okay.
I shouldn't board the ship. I have a sample of the pathogen inside of my body. I should decontaminate myself prior, but I wanted to run past Adina what she thought about my recommendation for an orbital research station until we're able to contain this down here.
Adina, unfortunately, the UPP is coming. And we've intercepted transmissions. It looks like Nostromo, as well as DeCoud, had sent some transmissions to the UPP, so they know that our involvement. So our plan at this point is to collect as many samples as possible, and then, frankly, we're going to set the fusion reactor to blow. And,
I would agree with that. And so that I tried to stop them, but things deteriorated very quickly.
Yeah. So, and then they're going to get out of Dodge. If they can do it, they're going to send a team down to. I don't think it's a question of if. They send a team to the mine because they'd also like to collect samples from there, because again, those samples should be even more pure, if that makes sense.
Yeah, Monaghan would be on board with helping with that.
Yeah. So LaSalle spends about 24 hours on board or on the planet getting all this done before Adina just starts to look at the clock and says, we've got to get out of here. We want to be at FTL before the UPP arrives. So, and their last step before they leave is to set the fusion reactor to blow to eliminate any samples, because, in a few hours this entire place will be a ball of dust and radiation the size of Nebraska, and we don't want to let the UPP have access to any of this in case they might want to make their own bioweapons out of it. And Monahan absolutely secures her promotion like a boss. That was impressive.
See, I was going to try to argue for a story point, but I think I have failed too many metrics within my agenda. No one escaped with knowledge, but knowledge did escape.
Correct.
So, yeah, I got like 95% of it. I don't think I have a real case to make.
Yeah, I definitely respect that answer. So Tio, what about you?
That was a lot of fun. Thank you. I never got to play
mute.
Sacred Android before.
Yeah, you did a great job.
Thank you. You did too, for what it was worth. It came to a head. It was really down to about 50-50. You were close to destroying me.
Man, tell you, playing the bad guy, it's something.
It's a lot of fun, yeah.
I think Satio basically failed that one.
Yeah, I'm afraid you're right. If you guys had managed to, if the reactor had managed to go off, or if Nostromo or you were able to make the reactor so that they couldn't stop it, I'd have definitely given it to you, because you were in on that plan, even though you never got to be part of it because Monahan let the spiders in.
I really thought I would have to do something more sophisticated than that, but it
was very easy. Nostromo, what do you think?
No, I failed.
Yeah,
I tried and tried, but nope, it didn't work.
Yeah.
No story point for me.
DeCoud, I'm afraid you probably didn't get there. You did get some information out there, but the saving your own ass part didn't quite work.
Yeah,
You did just enough to stop me from getting a story point, though. So
Yeah.
small revenge.
It's all revenge.
Small
And
revenge.
small revenge.
it's not really that much revenge. And when I needed to use it, we'll probably be on the same side again.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I just screwed myself, didn't I?
And Gould.
Failed.
Yeah.
I was supposed to keep everybody safe and keep the mine operations, the asset. Failed in both.
We shut the mine down in the first like 15 minutes. But now get everybody out of here.
Oh, but the mine, what it really meant was protect the asset. So I had to keep it from being destroyed. So technically, I couldn't save anybody. I was never going to be able to save people from these spiders unless I took out the doctor. So, I was thinking. I was thinking hard about what to do about the doctor because of the possible switch on the antidote. So I was thinking about that, and that maybe this doctor was wonky, but by that time there was nothing we could do anyway. We were inside the depot with spiders everywhere. There wasn't much anything we could do by that time. Yeah. So at any rate, it became apparent to me I wasn't going to be able to keep people safe and protect the asset. The question there is, why should I protect the asset? Because Adina ended up nuking it anyway at the end. But she got her asset.
She didn't want that. My goal was supposed to keep everybody. Look, so the only thing that Marty did differently from how I would have done it in the last session when I wasn't here was he let a couple of people go and do something after they were infected, where I would have insisted they stick around, and then when you guys are out of the room, I would have put them in some kind of container and made them a sample. So I was going to start turning you guys into medical examples as I went, which was part of my initial horrible plot.
Nice.
Because my whole goal was to stop you from escaping and getting knowledge off colony. So if that had happened, Adina wasn't going to come destroy anything. We would have been setting up a new research lab here.
Yeah.
You guys.
Oh boy. I really enjoyed this. It's a different pace adventure from some of my others, I think. But the amount of PvP got hard to handle for a minute there.
Yeah. Well,
It took until the end to happen, though. It all made very good narrative sense, I thought.
yeah.
Yeah. Once everything really went to shit, it was only a matter of time before people were turning on each other, especially with everybody having conflicting agendas, which you would have in this type of situation.
Right.
So here's the deal, gentlemen. This went a little longer than I expected, but obviously we should take a break and everybody get something to eat and everything. I put a link in chat right there that should take you to the other game.
Okay.
That should take you to the other game so that we can do our session 0 really quickly. If anybody has any problems with it, just send me a message on Facebook, Reddit, whatever, and I'll get you the right link. I know sometimes when I do the copy link thing, it doesn't work properly. But, all right, so let's,
Yeah, I need a bite.
yeah, let's take a break, and we'll see you guys in 10-15 minutes.
Sounds good.
Can I show you something real quick, Marty?
Sure.